she laughed at something on her phone. Then she looked up at you. Just for a second, then looked away. You didn't think much of it at the time, but later that night, lying in bed, you're replaying it. That half-second glance. The way she tucked her hair back right after. The fact that she moved just slightly closer when you were both standing in line. And you're thinking, was that something? Or am I just projecting? Here's the thing most guys never figure out. Women are not playing games when they flirt subtly. They're not being confusing on purpose. They're being careful. Because the cost of being obvious and getting it wrong is so much higher for them than it is for you. So they speak in a language that's deliberately soft, deliberately deniable. And unless you know what to listen for, you're going to miss every single word. You're not oblivious, you're just untrained in a language nobody ever taught you. That ends today. Let's get into it. Most people think flirting is about the big, obvious signals, the direct compliment, the lingering touch, the "I like you" delivered straight. But real attraction, especially from women who are emotionally intelligent and socially aware, almost never starts there. It starts in the margins, in the small, quiet, almost invisible moments that she can always walk back if she needs to. What looks like nothing is usually everything. And once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. The first way, she finds reasons to stay in your orbit. Most guys think if a woman is interested, she'll approach, she'll initiate, she'll make it obvious. That's not how this works for most women. Instead, she creates proximity and lets you do the math. Here's what's actually happening beneath the surface. She's not hovering, she's testing. Her nervous system is asking a quiet question. Is this person safe to move toward? And so she stays close enough for something to happen while leaving herself the exit of, I was just standing here. Picture this. You're at a party. She's talked to 6 other people, but she keeps ending up near you, not talking to you directly, just near you. In the disconnecting version, you assume it's coincidence and turn away. In the connecting version, you notice. You turn toward her. You say something easy and low pressure. And suddenly the proximity she created becomes a conversation she wanted. When you meet her where she is, instead of waiting for her to come all the way to you, something shifts. She stops testing and starts trusting. The second way, she mirrors your energy, not your words. Here's the part no one talks about. She's not listening to what you say as much as she's absorbing how you make her feel. And when she's attracted to you, her body starts echoing yours without her even consciously deciding to. Most people in relationships, or potential ones, completely miss this because they're focused on the conversation. But her nervous system is operating on a totally different frequency. If you lean in, she leans in. If you slow your speech down, hers slows too. If you laugh, she doesn't just smile politely. She laughs from somewhere real. This is attachment science in its earliest, rawest form. 2 nervous systems deciding whether they're safe with each other. And mirroring is the body's way of saying, yes, I'm with you. Notice this. The next time you're talking to a woman you're curious about, watch whether your posture shows up in hers a few moments later. Not immediately. That would be obvious. But softly, gradually, like a tide coming in. And when you feel that mirroring, that quiet physical echo, what you're feeling is her nervous system saying, I feel safe enough to match you. That's not nothing. That's everything. The third way, she asks questions she doesn't need the answers to. This is where it gets really interesting. When a woman is attracted to you, she becomes curious about you in a way that has nothing to do with information gathering. She doesn't actually need to know your opinion on that movie. She doesn't actually need to know where you grew up. She needs an excuse to keep the conversation alive. Most guys answer the question and move on. They don't realize the question itself is the message. What's really happening is this. She's inviting you in. She's handing you a small door and hoping you walk through it. Not just with facts, but with something real. Something she can connect to. Her brain is quietly registering. Does he open up? Does he let me in a little? Or does he keep everything at surface level? The disconnecting version, she asks, what kind of music you're into? You say all kinds of stuff, really. End of thread. The connecting version, you tell her the one artist you put on when you actually need to feel something. Now she's not just hearing your answer, she's learning who you are. That moment, when you give her something real instead of something safe, is when the conversation stops being small talk and starts being the beginning of something. The fourth way, she uses touch that has a built-in excuse. Not loud touch, not obvious touch. The kind she can always explain away. A hand on your arm when she laughs. Leaning into your shoulder to look at your phone screen even though she could easily see it from where she's standing. A touch on the back when she squeezes past you in a crowded room, a half-second longer than it needed to be. Most men register this physically and then immediately talk themselves out of it. She's just being friendly. She touches everyone like that. Maybe. But here's what's actually worth paying attention to. Does she hold it a beat longer than the moment required? Does her eyes find yours right after? Her nervous system is conducting a very specific experiment. How does he respond to my touch? Does he tense up? Does he lean away? Or does he stay? Easy, open, present. She's not testing whether you're attracted to her. She already suspects that. She's testing whether you're safe, whether closeness with you feels like relief or threat. So when you feel that touch, don't perform a reaction. Just stay. Stay relaxed, stay warm, stay present. And something in her will register. He didn't flinch. He didn't make it weird. I can move closer. The fifth way, she remembers the small things. You mentioned something in passing 3 weeks ago. A band, a movie your dad used to love, a coffee shop you said you wanted to try. You forgot you said it. She didn't. And this is one of the most quietly devastating forms of flirting that almost no one names. Because most people in relationships, new or old, are half listening most of the time. We're nodding while composing our next thought. We're present in body and somewhere else in mind. But when a woman is attracted to you, she pays a different quality of attention. She files things, she holds them. And then, when the moment is right, she brings something back. Not to impress you, not to show off her memory, but because on some level she's saying, I was actually here when you were talking. You mattered enough to keep. Didn't you say you wanted to try that place? 4 words. But what's moving through you when she says it is, she was listening. She held that. She thought about me after I left. That feeling of being held in someone's mind when you're not in the room is one of the oldest and most powerful forms of intimacy there is, and she offered it to you in a sentence you could almost miss. The 6th way, she gets a little nervous and she lets you see it. Here's what nobody explains. Nervousness and attraction share a nervous system. They are chemically almost identical, and a woman who is completely calm and polished around you is often a woman who is not particularly moved by you. The one who stumbles slightly over her words, who laughs a little too quickly, who picks up her drink and then puts it down without drinking from it, who says something and then immediately wonders if she said it wrong. She's feeling something. Most people misread this as awkwardness or disinterest. But what's actually happening is that she's caring about the impression she's making in real time. Her body is reacting to you before her mind can organize it neatly, and rather than hiding it perfectly, she's letting a little of it show, which, if you know how to read it, is one of the most honest things a person can offer you. The disconnecting version, you notice her stumble, and you get awkward too, and the whole thing collapses into stilted silence. The connecting version, you smile. Easy, warm, unkind to neither of you. And you say something that makes the moment lighter. You take the pressure down instead of adding to it. And something in her thinks, he didn't make me feel stupid for feeling something. He made it easier. And that right there is when nervousness starts turning into trust. The 7th way, she finds your wavelength and stays on it. She laughs at the specific kind of humor you have. Not every joke, but the ones that are actually you. She picks up on references. She throws one back. She starts talking in a rhythm that feels surprisingly like yours. Most people think compatibility is something you discover, but early attraction is something you perform, not fakely, but selectively. She's not pretending to be like you. She's surfacing the parts of herself that actually do align with you, and she's putting them forward first. Not a script, not a strategy. It's just what 2 people do when they're hoping to be seen clearly. Here's what's real beneath the surface. She's asking the oldest question in human attraction. Do you see me? Not the version I perform for the rest of the world, but this version. The one that laughs at this thing, cares about that thing, says it like this instead of like that. When you actually meet her there, when you say, okay, you actually get that reference and now I have questions. Something lights up. Because she wasn't sure you'd notice. And you noticed. And now she's not on the outside of her own attempt anymore. That's when 2 people stop being strangers who are attracted to each other and start being something neither of them has quite found the word for yet. This isn't a guide to decoding women like they're a puzzle to be solved. That framing is part of the problem. This is about learning to pay the same quality of attention that she is already paying to you. Because when 2 people are both actually watching, both actually listening, both actually present for the small, unannounced moments, that's when something real has room to grow. She's already speaking. She has been this whole time. The relationship, or the beginning of one, starts the moment you stop waiting for the obvious and decide to pay attention to what's already there.